All right, the light is green, and we are good to go. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to our Sound Goblin Thursday gaming streams here on Sound Goblin Gaming. I'm, as always, your host, the Krampus.
I'm Shiv.
I'm Hunter Green.
All right, and we are still waiting for Vince to get here. But while we are waiting for Vince to get here, we need to catch Hunter Green up on what happened in the first act of Quantum Break. So, to give the very condensed version, we play as Jack Joyce, who is played by the guy who was Iceman in the X movies. Jack Joyce is kind of morally gray. He's a nice enough guy, but we learned that he's done some weapon smuggling, and he's kind of been globetrotting a lot due to some trouble in his past. He comes back to... Oh, I'm always going to forget where this town is. It's one of the M's. Massachusetts?
Yes,
That's not a town.
It's in Massachusetts.
Yeah, it's a town in Massachusetts. Riverport, I believe.
Riverport.
Yeah, Riverport, Massachusetts. So he comes back to Riverport, Massachusetts, because his best friend, Paul Serene, asks him to bear witness to something like a science experiment. That science experiment turns out to be a working time machine. However, something goes terribly wrong during the testing of the time machine, and Paul Serene gets trapped in the time machine, and a bunch of people from the cyberpunk level dystopian corporation Monolith, any trope you can think of about the big corporation that has all the power and manipulates everybody and things like that, Monolith does. They send
to the point where they bought out media corporations so they could hide what they're doing in this small town, which seems a bit excessive, but
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, they send in heavily armed troopers to capture or kill Jack Joyce and capture his brother, who showed up during the test and is one of the people responsible for building the time machine, William Joyce. During this moment, Jack discovers that he has the power to manipulate time. Also, there are little time stutters that are happening, where time freezes for people. Jack is not only immune to those, but by touching people and initiating what we have dubbed quantum mode, he can yank people out of the time freeze and give them the ability to act during them.
yeah. He also has various other time powers.
He has various other time powers, like the ability to make a time shield, or the ability to do a cool time dash. There are many things that you can do when you have power over time. Don't ask questions. Unfortunately, the one thing that Jack can't do using time powers is save his brother's life. Because in the attempt to escape, a quantum-powered version of Paul appears with the Monolith troopers, and through the fight that he has with Jack, ends up causing the death of William Joyce.
Ah.
A bunch of there's a library that they're planning on wrecking, and part of it falls and crushes him.
Yes. During the escape, we also met a particular individual by the name of Beth Wilder, who was one of the Monolith guards who recognized us and immediately started helping us and let us go. And we don't know what that's about.
Because apparently, good people.
Apparently has something to do with time.
Hey, Vince.
Certainly. Hey.
We were just catching up Hunter on what happened. Now, after every act where we play as Jack Joyce, we then get a chance to play as Paul Serene, dealing with what happened during the chapter. In this case, we had a junction point of... There was a protest against the demolition of the library that Monolith was going to do, and the protesters saw all the gunplay and wackadoo time nonsense that went down. And Paul Serene had the option of either doing a PR campaign to smear Jack Joyce and suppress the media about the incident, or just execute all the protesters.
Yep, no witnesses.
No witnesses. And in all the junctions, I'm going to allow the co-hosts to vote. And
Okay.
the vote was unanimous from Shiv and Vince that Paul Serene is an asshole and would murder those people. So, Paul Serene ended up executing the protesters.
I'm so glad that I'm 100% on board with the vote there without him being there for the vote.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I would have gone for.
Now, the third thing, and the thing that makes Quantum Break interesting, is after every junction, we then get a full-length TV episode from the perspective mostly of the Monarch people that fills in the gaps between acts. This was the big thing and the reason why Quantum Break was one of the launch titles for the Xbox, because the Xbox was going to be like a multimedia box, and
Right.
the things you do in the acts affects the TV episode, and the things that happen in the TV episode affect the next act. So, in the episode, we learned about Liam Burke, who is the traditional action hero hard man. He's a nasty man, and he's very gruff, and he does what needs to be done, except for his wife doesn't know that he's working for Monolith. He thinks that she thinks that he's like a middle manager or something.
You mean Monarch?
Well, no, I'm pretty sure she knows he's working for Monarch, just that
Or
not
Monarch,
that he's like
yeah.
head of security. Or not like head of security, but like in their like security like ops team.
Right.
I'm trying to think. No, I think she thinks he's actually. I think she knows he works for Monolith, but she thinks he's like a middle manager in some other department.
That's what I mean. She
Alright.
thinks she's just like a guy who's doing regular work for them,
Yeah,
not
like paper pushing.
not a member of their operation.
We also
Not the head of the cannon fodder brigade.
Yeah. We also met the guy who's posing as the head of Monarch, Martin Hatch, who is played by the late and dearly beloved actor Lance Reddick. Wrong Lance.
Oh, okay.
Originally. But Lance Reddick is playing Martin Hatch. However, secretly, we learn in the episode that when Paul got stuck in the time machine, he was catapulted back 17 years, but not before he saw something he referred to as the end of time. Everything he has been doing with the Monarch Corporation has been to stop the end of time. And he and Martin are starting to come to blows over various, well, not physical blows, but they're starting to
Yeah.
have disagreements about various decisions that we have not been privy to all of yet. But Martin Hatch is the face of Monarch, and Paul Serene is the secret man behind the company, who's really in charge. And with that... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
But not the Paul Serene that we see initially, but the Paul Serene that went 17 years back in time. So a 17-year older Paul Serene with his own time powers.
Correct.
Well, forward in time, not backwards in time. He went forward in time and saw that.
Oh, he went forward in time. Ah, okay.
Yeah, forward in time, then backward in time.
Forward and backward and forward and back and forward and backward and forward and back. Oh
Yeah,
God!
Okay.
It's all happening again!
The thing that's going to get really difficult really quick, and one of the reasons why it's nice to have other people playing this game, is because it can very quickly get complicated as to who traveled when and what the repercussions of each travel was.
I was just bringing up an FF14 reference.
I like this game, I like its interpretation of time travel, but it can get complicated.
Also, in doing
Did
so,
not
I have
say.
once again linked a Remedy versus property to Final Fantasy XIV.
Yep. Alright.
It's bound to happen. I was going to ask when Heidelin got involved.
There's no crossovers here yet.
And now it is time to begin
Good time.
Act 2.
Let's talk about the dry dock incident. Monarch operatives transported you from the university to the Ground Zero operation at the shipyard.
Still upset about that, huh?
You were secured, unconscious.
Well...
Liam Burke went to retrieve you, and you were gone. How?
Sleepwalking.
Step away! Right now! You've 3 seconds till I pull.
Have better reflexes.
And you're a marksman.
This guy looks familiar.
If he looks familiar, that's because he was in a few different properties. Like I said, he played Iceman in the X and X2 and X3 movies.
Oh, okay.
He also was Jake in the Animorphs series, if you're...
Nope.
No one gets to forget the Animorph series, that
No,
happened.
Beth Wilder assisted you in some manner.
Then I'm guessing you know the rest.
No, because everybody who saw what you did next is now dead.
Oh,
Alright.
I didn't have a clue where I was. Why? Never questioned it because it didn't feel real.
Eh,
Still waiting to wake up.
eh. Yes, we get time vision.
Yes.
Beth Wilder risked blowing her cover to rescue you. Sounds like you didn't exactly return the favor.
No. I didn't.
I'll do the CrossFit on top of that box.
Oh, wait. Hold on.
I was gonna say, do we have a bunch of yellow labeling there in the form of the Monarch logo?
Yes, the Monarch label is just a big Wayland Yutani style N.
Oh no, I was referring more to the like climb here symbolism. Because it's, bright and yellow in an otherwise dull environment.
I see we can now increase powers.
Yes, so these are Chronons. When we grab Chronons, we can upgrade powers. They are generally not on a 1-to-1. The first upgrade available is 1 point, and then it scales up from there. Let's see. We're just gonna grab a upgrade to time stop.
Yep.
New industrial area. Why am I here? Only way forward.
Use time vision to highlight things we want you to break.
Yep. Aha, time tells me that this is breakable.
Huh.
It shows that because it knows that you will break that.
Is time fate now?
Reply hazy. Try again later.
Depends on how time works.
Yeah, it depends. We haven't determined if time is deterministic yet or not.
Behold,
We don't know if we can actually alter anything in time. Or if all the events that we're doing would happen anyways.
Okay. Doesn't last. Noted. When the fracture broke time, some objects became unstable. With my new abilities, I can manipulate their timelines, rewind them. There's gotta be another way in there.
Yes, we can reverse this, but things will always happen the way they were before.
And crushed.
No, I give you a decent amount on that one.
Softcore parkour.
Was it the
just-
Skinemax version of parkour?
Good to see they found out what to do with the warehouse full of particle board. Decided to make a nice obstacle course out of it.
It was some kind of sick reminder. I couldn't escape what had happened, what he did. I needed to know why, but part of me wanted to put a fucking bullet in his head before he would open his mouth.
Want us to send additional teams to search for Joyce?
Negative. Focus efforts on disposing of those witnesses. Clear any trace of our involvement. Jack will come to us at the island tonight.
During the gala? You're sure?
Positive. Dispose of the witnesses.
From Martin Hatch, University Fallout, to Ground Zero Op All. As you know, as you all know by now, we encountered unforeseen complications during the core retrieval operation at Riverport University. As a result, we were forced to take a more direct approach that led to unwanted attention. This attention must now be removed. Paul Serene has given us direct orders. As his chief advisor and operations manager, I will be making sure that we deliver upon those orders. We are to take a hardline approach in dealing with any threats to our plan. Your directives. Number 1, execute all witnesses. Any witnesses to our actions at the university are to be executed without prejudice. Said witnesses have been transported to the Ground Zero operation. We simply cannot afford any loose threads at this point in our operation. Perform routine questioning and then execute. Civilians who do not directly witness our operation but were present may be intimidated into silence. Such cases will be evaluated by supervisors in charge of the cleanup operation. If there's any doubt as to the effectiveness of softer methods, do not hesitate to execute. We're not taking any chances. Assist in core transportation. The Time Machine Core has been airlifted from the university to the dry dock near the Ground Zero operation. All available personnel must assist in prepping the core for covert ground transport to Monarch Tower for installation. 3. Find Jack Joyce. Jack Joyce's transport has gone missing shortly after reaching the Ground Zero operation. Liam Burke is heading a search party to find him. If you possess any information that might assist in his capture, report to me directly. Chronon harvesting. Until Jack Joyce is found, we are assigning additional security personnel to protect the Chronon harvesting operation and Ground Zero perimeters. Teams have been stationed to patrol surrounding supply warehouses as well. Monarch Gala prep. If your role is not impacted by the previous 4 directives, then you are to assist in prep for the Monarch Gala tonight, which is still moving forward as planned. More information to follow. Any questions regarding security can be directed to Liam Burke. Any other questions should be addressed to your supervisor.
I hear Burke, or you say Burke, but I'm hearing Birkin, and somehow connecting this with Resident Evil.
Oh, Sicilian pizza, fresh ingredients, traditional oven.
Especially since I have no respect for William Birkin.
That's the last of the witnesses. Now, Reaper team's finishing up with the last of them in A3. Didn't expect to be
Not that anyone should.
with a kill list. Why not deal with them at the campus? Who exposed at the campus to finish there? Had to move the whole lot here when things went south. Goddamn mess. Media's gonna tear a hole in our ass. Who's on barrel? There it is!
Oh, also, we're exploiting a weakness in the enemies.
Is the weakness that they're vulnerable to bullets?
The weakness is that, while they are armored in many places, they do not have crotch armor.
I mean, I still think you're better off just shooting them in the face, but you do you.
What I'm hearing is their weakness is they're vulnerable to bullets.
Their real weakness is talking is not a free action.
No, Shiv is correct. Is that the quickest way, if you can get their head, is just to get the head. However,
Yeah, it's like they do have helmets, so like side and back headshots don't do as much damage, but if you hit them in the face, they typically go down pretty easy.
Look, all I'm saying is that it's very clear that Cramp is aiming for a different head.
That's Fruitville.
You know, even with some good quality armor on the head, I'm pretty sure that a headshot has a very good chance of incapacitating them anyways.
Yeah.
Video games. I mean, most people don't take, 6 rounds to the genitals and keep running around either, but these people do.
I don't know what happened. Jack Joyce just popped out, screamed quantum, and shot me in the gut.
Like we're firing a rifle into people's chests, even with body armor. That hurts a lot.
Yes, especially the amount of shots they're taking to it. It's like, I don't care what your trauma plane is. At a certain point, you've pretty much just broken all your ribs.
No documents. Let's see.
Semi-auto shotgun.
Oh, semi-auto shotgun, yes. Yeah, we have a shotgun slot, a rifle / SMG slot, and then
Looks like
a
the only way out of here.
pistol slot.
There's got to be a generator around here somewhere. No power. Figures.
Running around, checking a cable.
There we go. The hell is that?
Call a cell phone, jeez.
Hello?
Jack, this is Beth Wilder.
Beth.
I'm
You're the one my brother was looking for.
the one who was attempting to rescue your ass until you decided to go on a gun-blazing ship parade through that warehouse. Now listen closely. You're at the outskirts of a Monarch Cronin harvesting operation, and Paul Serene is at the dry docks nearby. Not a recipe for fun times. So how about...
Dry docks. If Paul's at the dry docks, then that's where I'm...
No! Jack, the fracture is our only priority now. Time is ending. Will said he...
Will's dead. My best friend came back a goddamn monster. He knew this would happen. He prepared for it. But Paul's the key to understanding all this. And I'm gonna find him.
We both know that if you find Serene, you're not going to be asking questions. Think this through.
Nonsense.
Yeah,
You're gonna
Paul
ask
Serene
him the
chose
question.
violence.
You're gonna ask him the question of how many bullets can your face hold.
Paul was at the dry docks in the distance. I recognized the place. William had a workshop in that industrial area for years. I knew that couldn't be a coincidence.
One of these times I want something like that to actually be a coincidence. It's like, no, he just happened to inherit the deed to this place from his father. Has no connection whatsoever to what's going on.
Supposed to be the ones who's friggin' protecting us.
Is it the firing pin again?
I think so.
Are you fucking kidding me? I bought your goddamn stocks.
Hey guys, testing a theory for a friend. So do you remember the...
You're the taxi guy.
Oh, hold on a second.
You drove me to the university. What is all this?
Killing everybody. Everybody from the university. They grabbed me out of my goddamn cab.
Jesus.
You saved my ass. How'd you get free?
I'm still thinking.
Magical time powers.
Yeah, so this is one of the first like big major deviation points in the game. If we had chosen the PR option, this guy would not be in the rest of the game, except for like a very minor role near the end. And the woman that got executed in the TV episode would be here instead.
Not dead.
Would be a constant presence. Like, no, not just not dead, but she would be a constant presence through the game. When they say it changes the story, it's not usually like little onesie twosie.
Yeah, usually it's a 1 or 2 line difference.
Yeah, but here
in most
it's,
games.
Yeah, but here it's a fairly
an eye drop vial that contains Chronon.
Yeah, they just stuck Chronons in eye drops, and that's one of the medicines that Martin Hatch takes. You actually see him using it all the time in the TV episodes.
Yeah.
It's like the first thing we saw him doing.
Look, I need to get to the dry docks. Do you know how to get there?
Dry docks.
Martin Hatch's
I think I know the way.
Chronon habit.
Whatever you need,
You just killed 2 men ahead in front of me. You were about to kill me. I'll do whatever you like, sir.
It's a push.
I can't read. Jeez.
You motherfuckers. Keep fighting. Those were my last words to her. Sent chills up my spine to think I might.
We're not here to talk about Amy Ferrero.
What if we were though?
She's dead. She's not important to the story anymore.
I don't know why they let you linger on that. From Paul Serene, regarding Ground Zero operation to Sophia Amaro. Sorry. We have to do this. I remember we have to do this backwards now. To Paul Serene,
Yeah.
from Sophia Amaro. Date, October 9th, 2016, 7:01 a.m. Subject, fracture and your health. Paul, the fracture occurred at exactly 4:15 a.m., just as you predicted. However, the stutters seem to be occurring at an alarming rate, much more frequently than we expected. I know better than to question your knowledge on this matter, but I just want to be sure that the timeline you proposed grants us enough time for what must be done. You didn't receive your treatment before you left. I can't stress how important it is that you continue consistent treatments, or the efficiency will dwindle. We can't afford for your sickness to intensify. Not now. Please come to the island to receive your treatment as soon as time permits. I'm worried about you. Dr. Sophia Amaro, Head of Research. Sophia. Yes, the fracture has begun, and yes, it will take its inevitable course, but you worry too much. I understand your concerns, but our preparations will be ready by the time it has run its course. Keep in mind that I've been to the end of time. I've seen how this plays out. We've taken every precaution necessary. Now we just need to make sure that the pieces fall into place. We cannot cancel the gala tonight. The team needs reassurance that our plan is moving forward without further complications. Even those who aren't aware of the lifeboat protocol need a guarantee that their efforts are not in vain. They need to know that I am in control. The university was only the first step. Now the real work begins. I'm almost finished up at Ground Zero. I'll head to the island for my treatment very soon. I couldn't have done this without you, Sophia. Paul.
I'm in control.
This is actually not the first instance where Paul's mastery of the timeline has been called into question. If you recall, we weren't supposed to get quantum powers until 2 hours after the event, but we got our quantum powers like minutes after the fracture happened.
We gotta make it through that building to get to the dry dock. Thank Christ you're okay. What about that guy you went to see at the campus? Did he get out all right?
Not for long.
No. Not exactly.
This is messed up, man. I trusted Monarch. We can't let them get away with this.
You trusted Monarch?
Gate's locked.
It's in the fucking name.
Do you have eyes?
I'll take a look.
I trust the corporation that bought most of our town. It's trying to demolish parts of our school, and media conglomerates.
Also, that guy ran around in the butterfly costume.
And its own firearms manufacturing, don't get me wrong.
But then I'm gonna whip you with
Its own firemen, its own security forces. There were a lot of red flags a lot of people should have seen before this event occurred.
Okay, gate's closing too fast.
Not necessary.
Ah. Use timey-wimey powers on the gate.
In fact, we must use our powers of quantum.
So, how are you gonna get oh, shit. You just... What are you, some kind of goddamn X-Man?
Yes, I am. Would you like me to sign your DVD copy?
Don't panic. It's,
Friggin' sick, man!
alright. Not the reaction I expected.
That is 100% the reaction I would expect.
Yeah, I mean, honestly.
Crap existed.
What, you have some type of superpower? Awesome, isn't it?
I'm just glad you're on my side. So you're like a government experiment. Did they tell you what's going on here?
Honestly, the most sci-fi element of X-Men is
No, I
people's
just
reaction
have
to
the
the
X
powers.
gene.
Break this down, and Monarch is involved somehow.
I'm an experiment, I'm just a mutant.
It's really not.
And totally different from those of humans.
Right. We're gonna have to go searching
Get
around
me
the.
to that dry dock, and I'll find out.
Hold on.
Mistake for copyright reasons from the Inhumans.
Those are technically mutates, not mutants.
No, mutates is a different thing.
I thought mutate was just whatever the term was used for when it was a mutation caused by an external source.
No, mutates is also its own other thing.
Yes.
God damn it, Marvel Comics.
Eat some
Yeah,
delicious.
mutate is
popcorn.
a being who acquired a physical characteristic through exposure to one or more mutagenic agents, such as chemicals or radiation. Superhumans were not born with the potency to naturally develop powers. Basically, most of Marvel's other heroes that don't fall into X-Men.
Yep.
Okay. Don't think I have enough for another upgrade yet.
Yeah, I thought specifically because the Inhumans require the interaction of the, like, Terrigen Mist or something like that.
Not exactly. The Terrigen Mist just brings out their latent power or something like that.
It's also super cancerous to mutants, maybe.
It's locked.
Something. We want to keep making X-Men.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
comics, but
depending on whether
but
or
we're
not they've
gonna
got the
use
rights
X-Men
to
because we
the
don't have movie
X-Men.
rights to it. So now they're
It's worth a shot.
Inhumans.
Wait here, I'll try that.
Totally different.
Eventually, yes.
Yeah, depending.
I
on
mean, they
whether or not they've
predate
got the
all of that
rights-
nonsense, but yes. Yeah.
Monarch bought up the whole area in 2010, but the real question is,
Like, most of that nonsense does actually predate all of that stuff. But
Yeah.
radiation leaks to ghost stories. Personally, I think this place is haunted. I got theories.
Yeah.
Okay, check it out. You know how we all got jobs? What makes us think?
it's just a thing that happened in Fantastic Four comics that people vaguely remember.
You still with me? Okay, so this whole place was a huge industrial area, and it's where all the ghosts did all the ghost work. You know, building
My legs.
boats or whatever. And then in 2010, they all lost their jobs. There was a big ghost recession, and now they just creep around all.
Ghost
unemployed.
recession. Well, that is.
That's what the man
Yeah.
said.
Hey, that last part needs some more, but the first part's pretty fucking solid.
Yeah, that's definitely a theory.
Are you questioning the ghost recession?
Yes.
Are you a ghost? Would you know?
Need to
No.
get that title.
No, I'm not a ghost. I'm not even gonna jokingly say I wish I were Ghost.
That could be right.
Yeah.
That's all right.
Yeah, I know.
Starting to get the hang of this. Alright, that's it. Made it. Now to get to that door.
Mr. Serene's chopper is inbound for Clarice. This is HQ Alpha. Charlie, I told you to stay off the operations channel.
Sure, Clarice, listen. Patch told me to search for Joyce. I've got footage of Bert taking out a guard
To Gil Kenstrew from Ashton Levy. Date October 9th, 2016, 8:10 a.m. Subject: regarding Jack Joyce. Gil, were you with Prowler Unit at the Uni? Hearing all kinds of rumors that Jack Joyce took out 7 squads on his own? They're saying he's Chronon active without any kind of tech. We're getting stories about him freezing operators, disappearing into thin air, shooting people in the crotch. Even heard one about him being in 2 places at the same damn time. I thought it was all bullshit, but we just got word that his transport went missing after it entered Ground Zero perimeter. How the hell does that happen? We've got reason to be alarmed? They ain't telling us shit over here. It's all rumors and conjecture from what I hear. I wasn't at the university op, but there's no way Joyce took out all those guards. He's just some random guy, not a trained assassin. The stories floating around make it sound like he's shooting laser beams out of his goddamn asshole. Anyway, they got Liam Burke hunting him down right now.
That's a different X-Men.
So I think it's safe to say that Joyce is fucked. Off the record, I heard Paul Serene has been investigating a potential traitor within Monarch. Somebody's been accessing all kinds of confidential information. Remember that research Dr. Amaral was doing to find a permanent cure for Serene's sickness? Rumor has it somebody sabotaged the tests. Had to start over. Just a few weeks later, the Uni-op goes sour. Willing to bet the same person sabotaged us there. Keep your eyes peeled, man.
I was starting to get a little antsy out there.
Starting. We're knocking on that door
Alright,
for several
where are we
minutes.
going to next? Oh, hey, there's a map over here. We can figure out the best route to the dry docks. The security's tight. We might have to head through that area called Ground Zero to get there.
That's the exact area where my brother used to have his workshop.
Your bro. You think he's connected to this somehow?
I'm gonna find out. You should stay here for now. I have a feeling the next part's gonna get messy.
Yeah, I don't do messy. Alright. I'll guide you to the dry docks from here on the radio. Channel 3. I'll open up the door for you.
Deal. Keep safe.
Sorry, I've been playing Control for a while, and anytime there's an open folder like this, it always means there's a narrative entry.
Ah.
Give me 1 second real quick to check on something.
Yep.
As we stare at this doorway and wonder what could be beyond it.
You go ahead.
It'd be anything. Could be a boat. You know how much we always wanted a boat.
The doorway into the unknown. What kind of magical realm lies beyond?
Ha. There we go. Weird area. You have to open the timeline, then go into diary entries and upgrades. This one is actually the one we want next. We need 3 more upgrade points to get.
I mean, we
some
have
levels.
okay, 1. It's at
Yeah.
the bottom. Got it.
Yeah, it goes 1, 4, 6 for all of the upgrades.
Sure.
1, 2, 5.
Free, sir. So glad I'm not the only one who thought it.
Still no word on Joyce's location. Yeah, heard his brother scream like a bitch when he died. When he shows his face, I'll make him do the same.
Son of a...
Are you trying to get him to shoot you in the dick? He'll do it!
My dick!
My only regret is that he shot me in the dick!
Nick, are you there?
Yes, so,
Talk to me. Where am I going?
That warehouse is
hold
split
on.
into 2 halves. Find the exit, take the alley to the other side, and let me know when you're there.
All right.
So by charging up the time stop, you can turn it into a time explosion.
Ah, time explosion.
Yes.
Shotgunner advancing on hostile.
Oh no, he's big!
Wanna talk this out?
Remember, you can dodge.
Reloading.
There you go.
Oh, guys, first you put on the armor, then you walk in with the shotgun.
Direction's unclear.
Oh, you shot me in the face!
Oh, no.
Grenade.
Thanks for the heads up. Fine. All right, taxi guy. Where am I headed?
It's Nick, by the way.
Jack.
Okay,
No,
there's a
Nick.
door on the upper level leading to a sky bridge.
Right.
But looks like you need to turn off security to get it open.
How do I do that?
On the map, there's a squiggly line that leads from the door to a big square, and that square has two squigglies leading to little circles.
What the fuck does that mean? What am I doing here?
I don't know, man. I'm not the superhero. Find the door, follow a squiggly line to a box, more squigglies, circles, do something. Security turns off and you're golden.
Thanks, Nick.
Why don't we just blow everything up with time powers?
I wish.
Locked, like you said. Gotta follow the squiggly line.
Squiggly line. Following squiggly line.
Hey, are we doing, boss?
Still searching for circles.
Oh, yeah. They're not like literally squares. A square is some kind of security console. Squiggles are cables, I think. Follow the cables.
You couldn't have just said that to begin with?
Nope.
Clear enough?
See, this is egregious. This is what happens when you have time powers. You don't climb a fence. You just reverse time.
Joyce just took out Gatehouse 1 and you still don't have eyes on him? What are they
We could have climbed that fence.
Just tell me where he is. Do I
Wait, could have.
Charlie, Warehouse B4. Better. Storehouse 1. You heard him? Move in. On our way.
Alright. To Beth Wilder from Liam Burke. Date October 8th, 2016, 5:10 p.m. Subject: Monarch concerns. Beth, I'm starting to grow suspicious about what's going on here. I have a hunch you feel the same way. I've been allowed a lot of freedom to come and go in my position, but it comes at the cost of very low clearance. Most members of the team know something I don't, and they're not eager to share. Tomorrow's operation is more than a simple retrieval mission. There are dates and times marked with detailed events that are expected to come to pass. I've seen charts with Fracture, 4:15 a.m. labeled. It's way too much detail for a plan. It's like it's all been mapped out. How? Something big is coming. I can feel it. They told us our directive is to protect our world from the dangers that lie ahead. If that's so, then why do I get the feeling there's something coming we're doing absolutely nothing to stop? And if everybody else knows this, why the hell's nobody acting on it? I can't sit back and watch as there's even a chance this could put Emily in danger. I need to know more. Serene won't answer my messages. Hatch is a closed book. I'm hoping you're an open one. Liam. From Charlie Wincott, forward Monarch concerns, to Martin Hatch. Mr. Hatch, I've been monitoring company email servers and found something interesting. Just thought you might want to know that your golden boy has been a bit snoopy as of late. Attaching his email below.
Okay, security's down.
Damn, that was quick.
Okay. Stunner.
Neutralize the target. This is a priority order.
That man died of a shattered pelvis.
Give Paul Serene a message. My crotch, my crotch. I'll have him read it back to me when I get there.
Please no.
Nick, I'm on the bridge.
Oh, map says you're heading towards a storage facility for, Meyer-Joyce particles and harvesting equipment.
Joyce particles. This whole operation is based on my brother's research.
Your bro? You don't think he's working for...
No. I don't know what to think. But Paul is up to something big. See if you can find out more.
Yeah, I'm on it.
Was up to something big.
Chronons.
Let's do this.
Hello, I'm Dr. Sophia Alban. Over the past 6 years, Monarch has made vast technological advances in the area of Meyer-Joyce
Sophia Amaral.
particles, better known as Chronon.
Monarch's resident Chronon scientist.
July 4th, 2010.
She
unique
must know a lot of the
chemical
same stuff Will
anomalies
did.
began to occur in a very small and focused area we now refer to as Ground Zero, located within the Riverport Industrial Zone. This resulted in extremely dense emissions of chronon particles, creating the perfect conditions for extraction, which led to the chronon harvesting operation you see today. All of Monarch's chronon technology relies on these particles, most notably the Chronon Field Regulator, or CFR, which is the only device that can ensure stabilization and regulation of mass quantities of these particles. When the time is right, the entire supply of chronon containers will be transported from this location to the Monarch headquarters, where the CFR is located. Only authorized personnel This yellow zone emits dense chronon pockets ripe for harvesting. The ground zero perimeter itself is never to be entered under any conditions. We refer to this area as the red zone, where time no longer flows in a consistent manner and shifts without warning. Many who have entered ground zero have never returned. We know that the fracture will occur on October 8, 2016. We hypothesize that from this point forward, chronon levels in ground zero will slowly deplete until time anomalies cease to occur. For this reason, all harvesting necessary for sustained use of the CFR must be complete before the fracture runs its course. For more information, please refer to your employee manual. Thank you for your time.
And there's your presentation on the Ground Zero.
Interesting.
My only question is, when did we start working for Cobra?
I'd do what he did, except say, "Hey, a monarch."
Uh-oh.
Shouldn't do that.
Well, that's what could have happened in one timeline.
Chronon levels will lower to a point that renders ground zero obsolete in the near future. I'm queuing up the presentation page for every essentials before we proceed.
Oh!
Over the past 6 years, Monarch has made vast technological advances in the area of Meyer-Joyce particles, better known as quantum particles. On July 4th, began to occur in the
That's wild ass bullet spread there.
now referred to as Ground Zero. Located within the river
Take that wall.
He knows what it did. Exists.
creating the perfect conditions for extraction, which led to the chronon proliferation. All of chronon's notably, chronon proliferation.
Yeah.
Yeah, guy behind me. I did not catch. To not be trapped in that.
Better known as chronon. 2010, unique temporal anomalies began to occur in a very now referred to as ground zero, within the overflow industrial zone. This resulted in extremely dense emissions of chronon particles, for extraction, which led to the chronon field regulator, or CFR, which is the only device that can ensure stabilization and isolation of mass quantities of these particles. Entire supply of chronon
I think they took out their big guy with their own grenade.
from this location to the Monarch headquarters, where the CFR
Well, it saves you a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
only authorized personnel are to handle
And you did shoot the big guy in the face several times.
unique temporal anomalies become more frequent.
Ah.
Oh god. Nick, I'm in the harvesting warehouse.
Looks like there's no clear exit on the ground level. Head for the upper floors when you're ready.
Let's see. Everybody left a convenient backpack out here, did they? No.
There's a porta potty.
No clear exit down here. May have to
I'll
head out.
load my gun with shit. They'll never suspect.
There's gotta be something I can use to get up there.
Aha.
Not your average elevator.
Hey, Jack. I found a bunch of files here by Fro. Monarch started monitoring his workshop in 1999. They fall in 2010 and set up some Chronon harvesting operations surrounding the building.
What was Will doing in there?
Those dates, 1999 and 2010, keep coming up in these files. Here is where it gets scary. 2010 minus 1999 equals 11. Times 11 by 2010, flip it backwards, 0112. It's not exact, but it's like a couple numbers off from being our zip code.
Keep it close.
There's lore.
There's a lot
We
of-
missed lore. Check. Okay. From Sophia Amaral. Chronon Tech Phase 2 milestones to Monarch Chronon research personnel. Sending a quick email to make sure that all divisions of the Chronon R&D department are on schedule. As you know, Monarch will be moving to Phase 3 on October 9th upon completion of the university operation. High-level milestone deliverables for Phase 2 are as follows. Ground Zero harvesting op. By the end of Phase 2, we expect to have officially harvested enough Chronon particles from the Ground Zero operation to fuel necessary Chronon tech indefinitely. Access to the red zone should be completely prohibited from this point forward. All harvesting equipment will be dismantled and returned to Monarch Tower during Phase 3. CFR research. All research regarding the CFR must be complete, and the CFR must be returned to Monarch Tower for safekeeping. Lifeboat. Prototype testing phase of the lifeboat should be complete. Further testing will commence once the CFR is returned to Monarch Tower. Chronon Tech. Alpha build tech must be complete for all armor and weaponry. Beta tech will commence during Phase 3. Dampener must have reached approved proof of concept deliverables. Please read the milestone booklet to make sure all departmental deliveries are achieved. Dr. Sophia Amaral, Head of Research.
Weaponizing time particles.
Weaponizing time particles. Right. The controls are here. I think I need to go back here. It's been a long time. Oh, wait, hold on a second. Hold on. Almost missed this. The advanced SMG.
Oh.
Right. Over here. nothing down here.
Nope.
Well, they might have given me 2 upgrades, but no dice.
Okay. Getting closer, I think. Now, which way's the dry dock? Huh. I think there's no power to the lock.
I think the door hasn't loaded properly.
Yeah. Wait, your door's not normally like that?
Okay, it's bulletproof.
Okay. It's like the trailer has power now.
No, that's
Nissan
actually
Leaf.
how that door was supposed to look.
Don't you want to buy a Nissan Leaf?
No.
Paul's men had taken the briefcase from Will's car, dumped the contents on the table. But Will had said he needed something from his briefcase to stop the fraction. Wasn't much there but his phone and a key to the Bradbury swimming pool.
And his Windows phone.
Don't saw these clues.
Jack, it's Beth. Monarch got footage of some idiot accessing Facebook from a nearby security station. Please tell me said idiot isn't with you.
Nick, I gotta go back.
Don't. I'll pick him up. Where are you?
I'm on my way to Paul, the dry docks.
Serene's not the priority. I'm getting you out of there. I'll meet you at the dry docks. Channel 1 is the Monarch frequency. Use it to keep ahead of them. And Jack, don't do anything stupid.
Channel 1 is the Monarch frequency. Channel 2 is reserved for executives. Channel 3 is something we don't look at or observe in any capacity, just in case.
Oh god.
A knife.
Oh god, I forgot about this.
Oh, the screenplay.
Okay.
I was aware of this. So.
From Bruce Livingstone. My screenplay to Sophia Amaral. Hey, Dr. Amaral. We haven't talked too much, but I'm one of Serene's guys from Reaper Squad, working around all this time tech stuff, or chronon tech you call it, I guess. Got me real inspired, so I started writing a screenplay. There's a lot of science talk in here, so I want a scientist to check it out and make sure it kind of makes sense. Would you mind taking a look? Thanks. Here's the first half. Time Knife, written by Bruce Livingstone. Act 1, interior office, night. Bruce Savage stands in his office. He is sexually attractive. Somebody knocks on Bruce's door and he opens it. It's a scientist lady. She looks like a librarian with glasses, but she is actually a scientist. You can tell because she has a lab coat.
Help me!
Okay.
Take this knife because some bad apples are trying to steal it, and it is very important.
Okay.
What's your name, handsome?
I'm Bruce. Let's shake hands. Bruce and Lady Scientist shake hands.
Wow, you almost broke my hand in your handshake. You are definitely a tough guy.
She is impressed with Bruce's strength. She looks at his large biceps like they are delicious pieces of ham, but she doesn't want to eat them.
Here's the knife.
What?
The Lady Scientist hands Bruce the knife. It looks mostly like a knife, but also like a time machine, because it is both a knife and a time machine, but Bruce doesn't know that yet. Goons break through the windows and shoot the Scientist Lady. She dies.
Avenge me.
Okay. Bruce kills the goons with his legs by doing lots of kicking at them. They are dead real quick. Looks like I got a leg up on you guys. The audience probably laughs here, so Bruce waits to deliver his next line for around 5 seconds so that everyone has calmed down. What's so special about this knife? Bruce stabs the knife into his chair. The chair disappears. The chair disappeared! He looks at a picture on his wall with a big photograph from 1932 with lots of people from 1932 in it. Bruce's chair is in the picture. Interesting. My chair traveled back in time to 1932 when I stabbed it. When I stab things, they travel through time. That explains why this knife looks like a knife, but also like a time machine. Because it is both. Okay, I need a second. I'm sorry.
What?
Take a drink here.
I have read some atrocious fan fiction in my time, and all of them are leagues better than this.
Hunter
I
Green,
cannot
you
think-
take that back.
I
This is-
have.
This is
I
a
have to give
magnificent...
This is a masterpiece in the making. I will hear no more slander.
I have to give this thing props for making that stuff look like gold.
Bruce
Because
is
I
real.
didn't think anything good.
Bruce's real goofy friend from across the hall runs into the room. He trips on something on the floor. His name is Slabo. He isn't as fat as his name sounds.
Oh yeah.
That is Slobo's catchphrase, and he says it in a real funny way.
Bruce, you saved my life.
The scientist lady was only faking being dead.
Are you married?
Only to my job.
I find that attractive. Respectable.
She kisses Bruce's cheek.
What about my cheek? Oh man.
That is Slobo's other catchphrase, which he says in a different but equally funny way. Bruce waits a few seconds for the audience to stop laughing before speaking. Wait, those lips were man lips, not woman lips. Bruce pulls off scientist lady's wig. She's actually Bruce's boss, Paul Marine. Paul Marine is a douche. God fucking My boss, but why?
I wanted you to kill those guys because they want me dead. But I knew you were real tough, so you could kill them easy, but I don't respect you as an employee. So I always make you do the shitty jobs, even though I've been working at my company more than most other guys, and are real smart. Also, I don't like you because my girlfriend finds you sexually attractive.
Now I understand.
Give me back my get my time knife back.
Paul Marine snaps his fingers, and 73 goons surround Bruce.
You can't kill 73 goons, so just give up.
Bruce, I don't have time for this. Bruce stabs himself with the time knife and disappears.
You travel time using the time knife.
Bruce opens the door. Now he is twice as jacked.
You're even more sexually attractive. How is this possible?
I stabbed myself and traveled to the past, then trained in all kinds of martial arts to become even stronger. I also strapped explosives onto everybody's boots in the past, so that when I press this detonator, you will all explode.
Yeah.
I'm glad I have stocks in this company.
Why?
Because business is booming. Bruce presses the detonator. All 73 goons blow up like eggs in a microwave. Paul Marine does not explode.
Luckily, I used the metal detector this morning and found the explosive, so I switched boots with somebody else. Hey, Slabo, whose boots are those you're wearing? No!
Slabo explodes. My best friend. You'll pay. I'm sorry, that was way too much emotion for that. My best friend. You'll pay for this.
You don't want to stab me with that time knife.
Why not?
Because I'm actually you from the future.
That doesn't make sense.
Yes, it does. Remember that the time knife is also a time machine. And I'm you from the future, but I stabbed myself with the time knife in order to come back here and do all this.
But we don't look the same.
That is a good point, and I'm glad you brought it up. First, I traveled 1100 years in the future to a time when humans created advanced technology that allows surgeries that completely change people's faces and bodies. I had this surgery performed on me, so you wouldn't be able to recognize me, but I'm actually you in disguise. I can prove it because I know many things about you.
Like what?
You have a birthmark on your left ankle.
I do have a birthmark on my left ankle. I am starting to believe you now.
You should, because even though I have a new body, I kept that birthmark on my ankle, so that when I met you, I could prove I was actually you from the future. I will show you.
Paul lifts up the left leg of his pants, but there is no birthmark. Instead, there is an ankle holster for a gun. Paul pulls out the gun and aims it at Bruce.
I was lying this whole time. I'm not actually you. I was just saying that so I could get my gun.
Son of a bitch!
Also, in the future, I melt the dime knife and turn it into bullets. Those bullets are now in this gun, which means I can shoot you, but also send you through all time at once. Finally, you'll be out of my way so I can marry my girlfriend Sophine after today, before you were able to tell her that I'm a real shitty guy.
I didn't know you were getting married today.
I know, my girlfriend Sophine made an invitation for you because she admires you and thinks you're attractive, but I destroyed the invitation and then lied to her and said I gave it to you at work. But now I'm here to give you a different invitation to your funeral.
Paul Marine shoots at Bruce. Slabo jumps in front of Bruce.
No.
Dead.
Slabo wasn't actually dead. He jumps in front of the bullets
Okay.
and is shot several times. Now he's actually dying.
That's me.
Okay. Bruce goes to attack Paul Marine, but now Paul has disappeared. He's
You
gone.
must. Oh.
Slabo is dying on the ground, covered in blood. His body is red like a hot dog covered in lots of ketchup.
You must stop the way. You are clearly a better guy and clearly more attractive than Paul. You should be dating his girlfriend, so fine.
Slabo dies. Bruce just sits there next to Slabo for a while, because many people will be crying at this point. He eventually gets up. Looks like I'm going to a wedding. After all, he holds out the time knife. Somebody's gotta cut the cake. Cut the cake means he's going to kill Paul. The audience will understand because of the way the actor says it. It's a real intense moment. Bruce puts on his shades. End of Act 1. Now, what if I was to tell you the greatest piece of news you've ever heard in recent memory? He doesn't take the hint and makes a second part of Time Knife.
Of course he does.
Oh, okay.
Something significantly more serious.
To Martin. Okay, first off, I gotta stop for a second. I would absolutely pay money to hear, like, if he was still alive.
Oh, yeah.
To hear Lance Reddick do any part of that.
Sometime.
To Martin Hatch from Clarice Ogawa. Date October 9th, 2016, 7:32 a.m. Subject, next steps. The university operation gathered far more attention than we expected. How does this impact our agenda moving forward? I'm concerned that Paul Serene will be paying closer attention to our actions. Perhaps we should delay making our move until things calm down. From Martin Hatch. Nothing changes, we move forward. The university fallout was a setback, but we can use those complications to our advantage. Paul is focused on Phase 3 of the plan. He is questioning if there are traitors within Monarch, but I am confident that he does not know where to look for them. I will make sure to shift the blame elsewhere. The gala is going ahead tonight. That is when we make our move. You take care of the preparations. Make sure Dr. Kim's lab is ready for detonation. I will make sure that Paul is sufficiently distracted as to not question our involvement.
On the one hand, it's nice to know these plot points. On the other hand, Jesus Christ, people, secure your goddamn emails.
Well, they did secure it. It's in a trailer, and the door didn't even load.
Yeah, how you get in the trailer if the door doesn't load?
The window?
Oh, no, they can't get through.
The doorway?
There's not a climb point there.
I'll get some white paint and we'll be good. I would actually love for a game to do that for once.
There's gotta be another way to get through here.
Like right here?
Yep.
You have to blow the door off rather than just climb through that area you can easily climb through.
HQ, we just heard an explosion near the harvesting perimeter.
Can't take a wild guess.
It's a good thing the person we're tracking is a fucking idiot.
Striker team, take defensive positions around ground zero.
Roger.
I'm doing a quick check for chronon particles before we miss them, because they love to put them in places where you can just run by them, if you're not kind of mass hammering the time vision.
Mm-hmm.
It's less a problem with Quantum Break and more just kind of how games like this handle collectibles.
Yeah.
Right. So Quantum.
I recognized Will's workshop as soon as I saw the old billboard on top.
The area we refer to as Ground Zero.
It was clear that the workshop
Ground
was the center
Zero.
of the Monarch operation. I wanted to see what was interesting, and it seemed to be the only way to ride off.
I'll be honest, the way they said that almost made it sound like it was part of that script.
Hey, cover!
Oh, great.
Friendly down! Got guy from the university! Units, all units,
So the advanced SMG is as accurate as the assault rifle, but has the firing speed of an SMG.
Nice.
It is very rarely given to people, but very rarely like given out. But if you can find it, it's usually worth picking it up.
Backup approaching green zone. Engaging target.
You guys.
That's another one.
Striker 1, we're experiencing signs of an incoming stutter.
Safeguard. I want Joyce contained before that stutter hits.
Main zone is compromised. Aircat is on route with more backup. Hang in there. Aircat approaching. Gates locked. Ah, screw it. I'm coming through. Placing fire. Grenade out.
Nice driving, guys.
And now we have a problem.
Chrono Ball.
Paul developed technology for his men to move through stutters. Knew the fracture would occur. Prepared for it. DNA never tried to stop it.
Yeah, so the Time Troopers are unaffected by Time Stop. It's very hard to stun lock them, because they can just instant run out. However, the thing on their back is a weak point. If you can get some shots into it, you can make the chrono thing blow up. They also love to charge you.
Will never told you what he did in that workshop at Ground Zero?
No, never. He hid that part of his life away. Nothing prepared me for the weirdness that was waiting there. And even that was just a prelude to the bad stuff that would follow in that same place later.
There's any collectibles or anything here, but we are going to go over here and
Stay away from that. Absolutely no entry. Well, I'm pretty sure that's more of a guideline than a rule. What the hell? What is this? What the hell? What is this?
He can climb fences.
Already happened. What the fuck?
If we pulled the plank off, tried to walk through, and a door just showed up there, and Chip walked headfirst into it.
Well, there's no words to describe it. Will was gone, but he was all around me. This entire secret life he'd never talked about, everything he tried to protect me from, it surrounded me. A puzzle, trapped in broken time. We all thought he wasted his research grant, his career, obsessing over some failed experiment. That's what he led us to believe. What he built there, it never failed. It works. It works.
Me and my grant extended another year. Please, don't do this.
Also, interesting thing, at certain points, William Joyce has a Night Springs t-shirt, which is the fictional show that
The
Alan
Twilight
Wake.
Zone show.
Yeah.
For now.
Another connection to the Remedyverse.
Kiss your legs, Lisa. Are the only that I want to see what I see.
No, I don't.
I see.
I knew something went horribly wrong there, but it was scrambled. It's impossible to crack.
Yeah, we found one of the quantum ripples.
Hooray! I think.
As an aside, I am very bad about finding quantum ripples in this game. They are buried in the weirdest of places. That's the most normal one.
Every unanswered question I had was compounded by what I'd seen at that workshop. The events at the university were part of something much bigger. Something that had started 17 years ago. Okay, dry dock. Get to the dry dock. I'm almost there. Gotta get to Paul.
From Charlie Wincott, trespasser alert to Monarch team leads. Nick Marsters has escaped containment and is in the goddamn security station. Who's the fucking meathead responsible for watching over the university witnesses? Consider your contract terminated. How some spindly cab driver managed to get past you guys is beyond me, but he's casually checking Facebook on a high-security Monarch terminal. Yes, Facebook! That's how safe he feels right now. Conversion his location immediately before he figures out how to do some actual damage. Oh, and remember Jack Joyce, the guy you were supposed to have apprehended? Yeah, he's still shooting his way through our entire operation. Get your shit together! Charlie. Hunter, you have not been introduced to Charlie Wincott yet. Charlie is a douche.
I don't want to take orders from anyone who wants people to put a fucking coaster on their coffee cup. Fucking loser.
I mean, to be fair, this guy is not wrong. Their security is failed to catch a guy who is comfortable enough just, using Facebook like that.
I mean, comfortable or just idiot.
Yes.
Those are different things.
There was something wrong with Paul. Chronon syndrome. He'd had his powers much longer than me. What was the cause? Was I sick as well, or was it his time travel? I didn't know. It didn't make anything he'd done any less hateful.
To Sophia Amaral, from Fiona Miller. Date, October 9th, 2016, 5:45 a.m. Subject, Dr. Kim's lab and Dr. Serene's treatment. Dr. Amaral, would it be possible for me to gain access to Dr. Kim's lab in order to search for any files that might assist in our research? I'm concerned about the slow progress in developing a permanent cure for Paul Serene's Chronon syndrome. The treatments are only a temporary solution. I know that Dr. Kim was close to discovering a cure at the time of his death. I know that you use this lab to administer Paul Serene's treatments, but if I could borrow your keycard during the gala tonight, perhaps I could investigate this further while everyone is occupied with other matters. Fiona Miller. Fiona, I share your concern. Paul's treatments are becoming increasingly ineffective, and I hypothesize that the onset of the fracture will increase the Chronon syndrome's rate of progression exponentially. I've been trying to take a more calculated approach at finding a permanent cure for Paul's sickness, but Martin Hatch has shifted all the necessary resources into our tech division instead. I'm beginning to question his behavior. Every attempt I've made to discover a cure has been met with Martin's red tape. Just between us, I do start to wonder if Martin even wants Paul to be cured. I've looked into Martin's past. He began work for Monarch in 2001, but I couldn't find any records about his past, or any aspect of his life before then. It's almost as if he just appeared out of nowhere. He was the only one present during the accident that claimed Dr. Kim's life. I don't want to jump to conclusions, but I do wonder what his agenda truly is. Regarding your question, unfortunately there's nothing of value in Dr. Kim's lab aside from Paul Serene's treatments and confidential files that would be of no use to your research. We will have to find another way to develop a cure. Dr. Sophia Amaral, Head of Research. To Fiona Miller from Beth Wilder. Date, October 9th, 2016, 5:22 a.m. Subject, regarding Jack. Beth, they're saying that William and Jack Joyce have both been detained. Did you manage to get to William first? Did he reveal the location of the countermeasure? You said you could get Jack out of there. What happened? Interesting developments over there. With the team focused on the university op, I managed to dig through an old email correspondence between Paul Serene and Dr. Kim. The content of the messages is very cryptic, but before he died, Kim was running some kind of test from his lab, and William's research and a device related to this were somehow connected to what he was doing. Did he know about the countermeasure? I think I need to get into Kim's lab and figure out more, but that place has been on restricted access since he died. Not a lot of choice, though. If Jack and William are in custody, then that lab may be our only lead left. I'm just not sure how to do it. I sure as hell can't just ask somebody to let me in there. Fiona, William Joyce is dead. Our only shot at stopping this thing is Jack. He can lead us to the countermeasure. I still believe that. Serene got to Jack first at the university. Too much heat for me to intervene. He's being moved to Ground Zero. I'm following the convoy there and will rescue him once his transport is past security checkpoints. Not gonna be easy, but it might be our only shot. Keep Charlie Wincott distracted so he's not looking over the security feeds. My cover won't last much longer. You need to be my eyes on the inside. I agree you should check into Dr. Kim's lab and let me know what you find. I know gaining access will be difficult, but with the gala tonight, you might have a window. Can I be able to steal Dr. Amaral's keycard? I will contact you once I'm on the other side. So yeah, that's the whole reason that Fiona was trying to work with Charlie Wincott and trying to get one over on him. She's trying to get access to the lab. And to distract him so that he doesn't watch any of the security cameras while Beth was getting in place.
Yeah.
Jack, you have to understand that Will forced my hand.
What the hell happened to you?
There's no use fighting.
You killed him.
I'll explain when the time is right. You'll meet me tonight at the Monarch Gala.
Gala. Time's ending and you're having a fucking party.
Because when time ends, my plan...
We do this now. I'm not meeting
Yes,
you at...
you are. I've already seen it happen.
Seen what? What's this all for?
Goodbye, Jack.
No!
Revenge! Oh boy. Okay. From Manuel Porreta. Liam Burke's psych evaluation to Martin Hatch. Martin, first of all, I have to again register my objection. What you are having me do under the guise of a psych evaluation is a blatant violation of Liam Burke's doctor-patient confidentiality, and the only reason I am doing this is because you leave me no other choice. Now, I recognize that in the world to come, our current rules and legislation, even our standards of morality, may no longer be applicable, but we aren't there yet. You and Mr. Serene are placing the long-term mental well-being of hundreds of individuals in my hand, and I'm telling you right now, if they don't trust not only me, but the system that put all of us in our particular positions, there's no way we can recover from it. On to Burke. It is my considered professional opinion that the man is a bit of a powder keg. For all his calm exterior, he's under tremendous pressure. I understand your reasoning for pulling him out of the Stryker program, but what you have essentially done is instill him in a sense of encroaching doom. He doesn't know the specifics, obviously. He didn't make it far enough in the program to be briefed on that, but he knows that we're preparing for a future threat that is somehow related to the flow of time being interrupted, and that there are dangers out there. Dangers we have been specifically training the Stryker units for. There are men who are content to merely follow orders and let others worry about the consequences. Burke is not one of them. He is willing to commit acts of violence without asking why, but don't mistake that lack of qualms for blind obedience. Burke needs agency. He has a fundamental need to feel in control of his life, and you have put him in a position where that no longer possible for him. He's good at seeing patterns and drawing accurate conclusions from the facts available to him, and he has deduced, quite correctly, that he was being trained for a specific scenario that Monarch believes will happen. He is also painfully aware of the fact that if and when that scenario arrives, he will not be part of the solution. He understands the nature of the Stryker suits, and that they are only useful in a zero-state situation, and he understands that in such a situation, a man without a Stryker suit is essentially dead. He doesn't know about the lifeboat protocol, obviously, but if he did, then he'd also know he's not a part of it. Either way, the bottom line is that he is in a hopeless situation. He fears that the end of the world is coming, and he knows that if it does, the only way he can survive is with the technology Monarch has denied him access to. He doesn't understand the details, or even the exact nature of the end of the world, but that just makes it worse. fear and lack of understanding breed tremendous anxiety, Mr. Hatch. He may not show it, but believe me, Burke feels it, for himself and for his family. It may interest you to know that his wife is pregnant. You can understand how that adds to the pressure. To be honest, given the parameters we're operating under, I don't know how to resolve this. In Burke, you have put a... Sorry. In Burke, you have a tremendously efficient operative, but you've put him in an impossible situation. I believe he will remain effective as long as he doesn't have reason to believe the scenario he fears is imminent, but once he believes it has arrived, all bets are off. That is, unless you can give him hope of survival. But at this point, resentment and suspicion are starting to turn into paranoia, and frankly, I'm not sure he would trust either of us anymore. And speaking of trust, I recommend that you think about what I said in my opening paragraph, Martin. Our greatest challenge and greatest assets in the subjective years to come won't be technological, but all too human. Don't make the mistake seeing people just as entries on a spreadsheet. From Charlie Wincott, Nick Marsters, to Ground Zero Up All. So I looked into this Nick Marsters guy. In short, he's a sad little joke. I don't even know why we're wasting time on him. He used to be a pretty promising football player. He actually got drafted by the Rexes, which I guess you can consider an achievement if you give a shit about that sort of thing, which I don't. Not that he ever went anywhere, because he messed up his knee in the car crash on the night of getting the news, and that was it for his big career. There's no police report on this, but looking at his social media at the time, seems he was out celebrating pretty hard, so I'm pretty sure he had no business getting behind the wheel in the first place. In an apparent attempt to prove the universe runs on irony, he now drives a cab. License and permits check out. He's got 8 unpaid parking tickets, a couple more for speeding, pretty much what you'd expect. No relatives except his father, but the old man's in the hospital and pretty much dead to the world from what I can tell. Looks like Marsters on a dozen different dating apps with very limited success, big surprise. And he seems to be seriously into weird conspiracy theories and bullshit like that, only without the usual crazy racist frothing at the mouth. It's all pretty dumb, but surprisingly entertaining. I'll be honest, I don't think anybody believed anything he said, but hey, you guys deal with him however you want to. That's your business. Charlie. Alright. Grab a bunch of weapons. Helicopter. Quick, time freeze the rotors.
Sir. Off. Don't.
Don't worry, I'll make an ice slide. No, wait, wrong movie. Alright, welcome to a set piece we're actually going to get a fair amount of use out of.
Holy shit.
That is big thing falling down in stages around Jack. Hark!
Around and sometimes on Jack. Hold Q to quantum.
Yes. The old standby. Oh no. I used the wrong time power.
Oops.
Okay.
stutters were getting bad. The shifting back and forth without warning. At the time, I didn't think it could get much worse.
But we both know it did.
That is gonna hurt. Need to get the hell out of here. Jesus! Couldn't look like a goddamn maze in here. Okay, keep going. No, not again. No. Beth had been on her way. I expected she was frozen somewhere up there, by the side of the dry dock.
And get some more tactical SMG ammo. And we're out. Check. Yep. We are not going for 100% run because I know I'm going to miss stuff.
You already missed stuff in earlier areas, so if you're going for 100%, we have to restart.
Oh no, we are not.
What if I don't trust you?
Then shoot me.
I'm sorry, but I'm taking these ammo.
That's for not listening to me back there. You want to stop time from breaking down? You need my help. And thanks, by the way, for the +1 in the back seat. Starting to feel like a goddamn babysitter.
She scares me, Jack.
My ride, my music. Deal with
There's no music. I have streamer mode turned on.
And now, a dramatic reading of Time Knight.
No!
Featuring the Sound Goblin community players.
Part 3, where we go for a swim. Eventually.
Well,
Part 3 really needs to load.
Yeah. The key that it found, or that we found
What
in the
led you to
briefcase
the
earlier,
swimming hole?
was for the Bradbury swimming pool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All I found was a key with Bradbury swimming hall on the chain. Only lead we had. I guess this is it.
What was your brother doing in this shithole?
Perfect place to hide something you don't want found.
I think it's time you tell me what you know.
I know your brother built the one thing that can stop the fracture. I know we're meant to find it, and I know Monarch doesn't want us to.
And yet you're wearing their uniform.
I like the way their pants fit.
I agree.
Tried to create a cover to gather information. You've known about this for a few hours. I've been preparing for it for most of my life.
You weren't aware that William owned the place?
There's a lot I didn't know about Will.
We need to find your brother's countermeasure. And fast. Things will get worse as the fracture progresses. And Monarch will be turning Riverport over looking for you.
Okay. Hey, Nick. This looks a lot like your taxi.
Can't be. I parked it way back at the... Holy shit! That's my goddamn license plate. How the hell did it get here?
I don't know. I have a feeling somebody beat us here.
This is all connected. Some kind of message. Think, Nick, think. 01122. 01122. Numbers, teleporting taxis, math.
What do the numbers mean?
Okay, I've got it. I have a theory how my taxi ended up here.
Your taxi, what?
I looked up the zip code 01122. It's located south of here. I left my car at the university. It ended up here. It went south. Now you said time is like broken? What if space is broken too, and everything is being pulled towards this zip code? 01122.
Can we backpedal a bit? What about your cab?
Okay. I'll explain later, honey. I gotta Google this.
Riveting.
Ew.
Something you want to say, Nick?
Work for Monarch. Have you ever heard of the zip code theory?
No.
Okay. What would you do if I told you that all of Monarch's plans may be centered around the numbers?
Alright, we've heard this before. Go inside.
Hey, I think I found a way in.
Go on living my life, probably with slightly less respect for you.
Oh no, time crows. Or time ravens? Some type of time corvid.
These stutters aren't going away. Will had used the building to hide away his personal items. What the hell were you doing here, brother? Time travel experiments with rats?
Okay, May 17th, 1998. This is William Joyce, and I'm about to conduct the first animal test of the machine prototype using my trusty pet mouse, Schrodinger, in order... Wait, he's gone. Where'd he go? Shit. Come on, Schrodinger. Come to Willie. Come on, come on, come on. You're okay. You're alright. You're alright. Okay, finally, we're sending Schrodinger into the machine clockwise through the corridor, which will send him 5 minutes into the future, meaning he will re-emerge exactly 5 minutes after he enters the machine. It has now been 3 minutes. No sign of Schrodinger. This is a very good sign. 2 minutes to go. Okay, so yeah.
I like that he
turns
built
out
a time
just
machine
kinda
for
sat
rats.
inside the corridor for 5
What is
minutes.
this? A time machine for rats?
Reveals a very clear flaw in my test.
Yes.
My mouse
Yes, it is.
an idiot. Okay, the machine is warming up again. Should be able to activate test number 2 in around
Ah, he fooled me. I thought it was
5
done.
minutes and 15 seconds. It's now clear the only quantifiable test will be travel to the past. The machine is now calibrated to send Schrodinger 5 minutes into the past, which means that he will now be traveling counterclockwise through the corridor, and when he comes out the other... Holy shit. Holy shit, it worked. This is clear proof that it's... What I'm now looking at is a future version of the same mouse that has successfully traveled 5 minutes into the past. Schrodinger, meet future you. Ow, ow, fucking with me.
I mean, deserved.
Riveting.
$12,000 moving bill. You must have hauled a lot more to this place than just some old boxes.
Special instructions, extremely delicate boxes. No questions asked. You pack, we move. Man, is there that much of a market for a no questions
Discreet
asked moving services?
Only in this city specifically.
Yeah, so March 1st to March 28th, 1999, from Workshop William Joyce. So he basically moved everything to the swimming pool on March 1st to the 28th. 17 truckloads in the course of 17 days, cost $12,000. Yeah, so he just packed up the contents of his lab.
Yeah.
You owned this place since 1999? Why didn't you tell me, Will?
Well, he was busy partying like it was 1999.
And then he caused second impacts by playing 1999 after 1999. Will, I put all your paperwork regarding the purchase of the Bradbury swimming pool in this folder, and you'd lose track of the documents otherwise. I've made sure that the purchase can't be traced back to funds from your research grant. I don't know what you're up to, and it's not my business to ask, but we've known each other long enough for me to say this. I trust that you know what is best for you, but I can't pretend that I'm not concerned. Your career is showing so much promise, and your recent actions feel like a drastic turn in a direction I can't begin to understand. I kept my promise and haven't told Jack or anyone else about this, but he's worried about it, even if he doesn't know how to show it. Jack hasn't heard from you in months. He needs you. Your attorney and friend, Allison Cunningham, March 29th, 1999.
No wonder you were always coming up with crazy shit.
He was growing... These don't look like marijuana.
No.
If he's insinuating that he's growing marijuana, that doesn't look like it.
And we're back. This is Bobby Radford with the latest. We got an official statement from Monarch Solutions, and it's just what you'd expect, really. You know, your typical slick, mealy-mouthed bullshit. I'll sum it up for you. As far as they're concerned, the whole thing was some kind of an accident with the premature demolition. Some lives were tragically lost due to that. They're investigating. Essentially, they're saying, no comment, don't worry about it. Nobody has access to the site right now. All we know is what they tell us. Thing is, there were a lot of people there. Some people I know personally. Seems to me a lot of folks ain't answering their phones now. So what's that mean, huh? I think it means that we... So what am I saying? Well, they got lots of lawyers, so Riverport, USA, damn it. Not some third world hellhole where nobody gives a crap. Somebody's gonna have to take responsibility here. Who's it gonna be, huh? Call me up on the phone now. I wanna talk to you.
Working on it.
All right, let's take a look around. Down here.
About time.
Yes, this is about time.
I got it.
This note. It's directed at me.
July 4th, 2010. Beth Wilder, I'm addressing this video to you. You told me to stay away from my workshop, but I couldn't just leave it there. I went back to get it, and the entire place is a disaster zone. A countermeasure, gone, taken. Oh, shit.
What the...
Safe, empty. I just need to know you have it, because if it falls into the wrong hands, its power is immeasurable. Our future, our entire lives depend on it. This can't all be for nothing. You know where to find me. Please, hurry.
2010. Holy shit.
What was that?
You recorded that for me in 2010? What the fuck? They said the countermeasure's gone? It's not good. We need to figure this out. Let's keep looking.
Milk.
I would just keep the door in.
Yeah, we've broken over every other door, but that's the one we're gonna be respectful of.
Help me push this out of the way. Jack, your brother addressed that video to me. But I've never met him before in my life.
Well, it sounded like he thought you had his countermeasure.
I wish. But he said it was stolen on July 4th, 2010. Somebody took it. I'm hoping this place will help us figure out who. I'll give you the honor of pressing the button.
Looking for lore.
Looking for lore in all the wrong places.
I'm helping.
How do you know it's the wrong place?
Ah.
Do you see lore?
All right.
Can't argue with that.
Okay. Hit the button.
Is that?
Yeah, I think so. The second time machine. This changes everything. If we can get this thing working, then we don't need that countermeasure. We can change everything. What if we stop the fracture from ever happening in the first place? We can go back to yesterday, undo everything in the past before it happens. Nobody dies. Paul doesn't go through the machine. Monarch never exists. I mean, the fracture never occurs.
Jack, wait. Let's think this through. That's not how it...
I can go into the machine like Paul did at the university. I helped them set it up. Then we activate the core, put the corridor in place, and set the date. I can do it, Beth.
I'm not sure we can do this without the countermeasure. But you're right. We need the machine.
Right. Let's start with the core.
Whoa!
saw some kind of visions of this machine in his workshop. He must have hid it here.
What is this? A goddamn spaceship?
Okay, core controls. Where are they? Will received a massive research grant in 1997. He'd successfully built the time machine by 1999. But the results scared him. He never told a soul.
Riverport physicist on the rise. Dr. Joyce and Dr. Meyer became household names earlier this year when their paper on the proposed existence of a chronon field became one of the most hotly debated theories in the quantum physics community since the Higgs boson. William Joyce, born and raised in Riverport, wasn't satisfied with simply being a part of the discussion and decided to actively search for proof. His proposed research project led to him obtaining the highly prestigious Harold Steinberg Fund, with an estimated value of $150,000. Dr. William Joyce is officially the youngest recipient of the Harold Steinberg Research Grant to date. While the specifics of his research proposal remains confidential, it is likely that Joyce aims to demonstrate clear proof of the so-called Meyer-Joyce field, as well as potential applications for the manipulations of this field. A research timeline has been established with milestones that point to early 1999 as the period when research will be ready for public unveiling. We will continue to follow William Joyce's story as part of our Riverport Rising series.
Hey, Nick.
What the hell am I looking at?
The time machine.
Fuck off! That was totally my second guess.
We can't let Monarch know it's here. Do not post any selfies with the time machine.
Yeah, I'm not an idiot. I mean, of course
debatable.
I'm gonna take selfies with the time machine. It's a goddamn time machine. But I won't post anything.
Comforting. Come on. Let's help Jack find the core controls.
Core access. Written in the same font as log flume.
Hey, it looks like I can reset the core from here.
You sure you know what you're doing there?
No clue. But I did help Paul set up the machine at the university.
Which then caused the fracture.
Look, Will knew the calculations were wrong. Hoping that means he knew what he was doing here. This is what Will is leading us to. We have to test it. The core. That's what we set up first.
This could actually be the key to finding the countermeasure.
We'll see. It's still resetting. The core is reset. We need to activate it from the control booth.
I think the control doohickey's right here.
Here goes nothing.
One of the things I do appreciate is that every time you get to interact with a time machine, it's the same procedure.
What was that?
The same, like, mini-games and stuff.
Yeah.
It worked. It actually worked. Okay, we activate the corridor next.
Oh, Jesus, look at that thing go!
Activate the core. Looking at the lore. Oh, Christ almighty. To Beth Wilder, from William Joyce. July 5th, 2010. It's gone! The countermeasure is gone! What happened? Call me immediately. Where are you? Have you taken it? It's not safe in the open. You don't understand the power of this device. I dialed the number you gave me in case of emergencies. What is going on? I'm freaking out. Still trying to call you. Fuck, call me, email me, something. I can't sleep. Please call me. The number you gave me is now disconnected. Where are you? Hello? Yeah, it jumps from, like, August to November here.
Oh.
And then to here, it's been a year. I still haven't heard anything. You know where to find me. I've given up hope that you're still listening. I'm not sure why I'm writing this. Maybe to get some closure. You changed the course of my life when you entered it. I spent over a decade devoted to your cause. I sacrificed every relationship I had, pushed away everyone I love, all in the name of a lie. There is no threat coming. There never was. I have to force myself to believe this. It's the only way to move on. It's the only way to pick up the pieces and start over. This is goodbye. I've seen it! The cause of the fracture exists. It's here. Are you still out there? And then the long part. Beth, the time has arrived. It's here. Everything you warned me about is about to come to fruition. Please give me a sign that you're still out there. Put my mind at ease. Tell me you have the countermeasure. I'm losing my mind over here. I spent years trying to convince myself that you were wrong all this time, and that I built the countermeasure for nothing. I tried to move on, pick up the pieces, but now I have seen the proof. Paul Serene brought me in to advise on an experiment at the university. They've built it. They've built another time machine, almost an exact replica of my own design, but with key flaws in the calculations, just like you said. If they activate the machine, then the fracture will occur. How is this possible? How have they followed my design so closely? Somebody's been watching me all this time, haven't they? Somebody is orchestrating this, all of it. I'm being followed. At first I thought it was paranoia, but it's true. A man's been watching my every move. I secretly took a photo, ran a search. His name is Liam Burke. He works for a security division of Monarch Solutions. I first noticed it weeks ago, but this could have been going on for years. What does he want? What does he know? How is he connected to this? I need answers. I don't know who I can trust anymore. I don't know who else is involved, what they want, why. I need to hear from you. I need to know that I'm not alone in all of this. If what you once told me is true, then the onset of the fracture may be inevitable, but I can't simply stand by and allow it to happen, not until I know the countermeasure is safe. Schematics for the countermeasure. So, in case you have not noticed it, this is where we start getting into real timey-wimey bullshit.
I figured as much.
Alright. Corridor. It's key activated. Will's key. Thank God.
Did you guys see that?
Yes, Nick, I have eyes.
Nope, I don't see shit. What's going on?
Key to a time machine, and he left it in the trunk of his goddamn car.
That's my brother in a nutshell.
In his defense, if you just found a random key in the back of a car, would you assume it's a time machine?
Let's just hope it still works. No.
All right.
What?
So we traveled in 1988. We get a DeLorean.
We're so close. I'm gonna try it again.
Yeah, like hell you are. You saw what happened. Something's wrong with the machine.
We don't know that.
You're not trained for this. Anything you do is gonna make it worse.
We
You know
can't.
I'm right.
Stop. I'm trying.
You lost people. You're angry. I get it. This is bigger than us. We can't fix the machine. But I might know somebody who can. Sophia Amaral.
The Monarch scientist. I saw her video near Ground Zero.
Serene's had a Cronin research. She'll be at the Monarch Gala tonight, but security's airtight. She'll be nearly impossible to get to.
Unless I have an invite. Paul told me he expected me to meet him at that party.
Something tells me that was not a friendly invitation. Jack, no.
Quantum Man had a dumb idea. What if I just walk in his front door? In his house. Alright, and thus the end of Act 2.
Hello. Yep.
So it is 11:15. And we still have the...
We have the episode.
Yeah. Well, we have the junction, and then we have the episode.
Oh, let's do the junction as well.
Yeah, we have the junction. So I'll probably just do the junction. The business
future
personals.
used to be so clear when I was reliving the past. Once I caught up to the moment I had left, that ended. All I've had to go on since then are the plan and the visions. I knew Jack would come to me. I'd seen that, but I didn't know why exactly, or how it would end.
There he is. You were right.
My visions of the future aren't always clear, but they don't lie.
Speaking of lies, Joyce is saying he's discovered his brother's time machine.
We've spent 17 years looking for it, and he finds it in less than a day?
What next, the Smurf Village?
Still, we know it's out there somewhere, and we don't know what his brother managed to tell him.
If he really has located the machine, why would he come here and tell you? Smart Money says he's trying to play you.
Maybe, but the machine is out there. It's in our interest to find out where. And if Jack knows, I have to talk to him.
Dr. Joyce could have provided the answer to that question.
William's attitude and knowledge made him a liability.
Is that angry young man going to cooperate any more than his brother did? You remember Jack as a close friend, but that clouds your judgment. Don't make this personal.
It's not.
Then don't forget why we're here tonight. After what happened, our people need reassurance that you're in control. You're the man who can win them over. Let me handle Joyce, so you can concentrate on your speech.
I know what's at stake here, Warren. Dr. Sophia Amaral had taken over our Chronon research department after Dr. Kim's accident. She was the only one who could treat the Chronon syndrome.
To Sophia Amaral, from Erica Cross. October 16th, 2016, 9:18 p.m. What happened to Dr. Henry Kim? Sophia, I realize this may not be a welcome question, but I feel like I need to ask. I knew Henry Kim very well. I went to school with him, and he was actually my husband's best man for my first marriage. Unfortunately, when I moved down to Florida, we didn't manage to stay in touch. Let's just say that life took me in unexpected directions. It was a very welcome surprise to hear from him when he said he was recruiting new people, and I'm glad to say we hit it off again. We spoke on the phone a lot, and he came over to meet my wife, and, well, it was like old times. It could have been awkward, but it wasn't. Henry was like that. You can imagine my shock and disappointment when I heard about his death just a week before my own employment at Monarch began. We didn't get to work together the way I hoped. Now, Monarch has been very good to me, but his death has been eating at me. I know something people don't want to discuss, and I understand that there are confidentiality issues. However, having recently been cleared for some of the more sensitive Chronon research, I now know that the story of his death is a fabrication, and Henry has become something entirely different. I'm not blaming anybody, but for my own peace of mind or sense of closure, I suppose, I'm wondering if, given my new security clearance, you're in a position to explain how this came to pass. I should add that I brought this up with Martin Hatch the other day, and he made it clear in no uncertain terms that I should drop the matter. Given that, I'm taking something of a chance talking to you about this, but I feel like I can't let this go. I'll understand if you aren't allowed to discuss it, but I'm more than a little scared and upset. I hope I can rely on your discretion either way. Erica, first of all, my condolences and apologies. I didn't realize you had a history with Henry, and frankly, I would not have promoted you into this position had I known. If you would be more comfortable working on something else, I can make that happen, no questions asked. To be clear, I'm not talking about a demotion. I mean a comparable senior position in another department. You're correct in that it's a very sensitive topic, but given your current situation, your current security clearance, I can tell you what I know. Unfortunately, I don't know much. For the past 6 months, I myself have been trying to work out what happened, but I haven't made much progress. I know Henry was working late in his lab, and there was some kind of Chronon particle surge. Of course, we know that exposure to large quantities of Chronon particles can result in physical changes. Paul Serene is an example of that. His first exposure resulted in his extraordinary abilities, and the second exposure caused his progressive condition. In Henry's case, that exposure transformed him into a Chronon-disrupted wave-function subject, or a shifter. It is of course clear that Mr. Serene and Mr. Henry's conditions are essentially the same thing, even if Mr. Serene's case hasn't progressed as far. However, it's not at all clear how Henry could have been exposed to such a powerful dose of Chronon particles, particularly as the lab area itself underwent none of the temporal changes we've come to associate with such an exceptional event. None of the containers on scene had remotely enough chronon particle capacity for such a high dose, and furthermore, all of them were intact and accounted for. In short, we don't know where these particles could possibly have come from. I'm not surprised that Martin Hatch was unwilling to discuss this. He was the only other person present in the lab when the accident took place, but I don't know why he was there or what happened, and he claims to have no memory of the events. Despite this, Martin somehow managed to contain Henry in the artificial zero-state field set up in the lab. I am unwilling to speculate as to how this could possibly have happened. Suffice to say that I have many questions about these events myself. Think about my offer, Erica. You are a first-rate scientist, and I would hate to lose you, but I would absolutely understand if you wanted to change departments. Please give my best to your wife. It was lovely to meet her the other week. Sophia.
The mansion was an extravagance, but it was useful for events like the gala, and it deflected attention from our nearby R&D facility. What are these doing here? We should be set up by now.
It's all on schedule. You're micromanaging again.
And here you are.
I had to see the lifestyles of the sick and traitorous up close and personal. And it was such a nice invitation.
How do you want to deal with this, Paul?
Alright, it's time for a choice.
I could still try to reach Jack and make him see reason. Or I could let Hatch deal with him so nothing would distract me from leading Monarch.
Okay.
Well, clearly we're a piece of shit, so...
Yep.
Vince dissenting vote for the record, or are we all business?
Yeah.
I should ask, what's the more piece of shit decision here? Is it personal or business?
That's what I was trying to figure out. Which one is the more piece of shit decision?
Personal.
So deal with him yourself, or try to convince him yourself that he's. Wait.
So if we choose personal, we deal with Jack ourselves. Paul intervenes directly. If we choose business, Paul wipes his hands of the matter and lets Martin Hatch deal with Jack.
I would also say business is the more piece of shit option.
Same thing for you, Hunter.
I stated mine.
I didn't.
I think personal is. Okay. I think personal is the more asshole response.
All right, Shiv, you're the tiebreaker then.
Let Hatch deal with him.
Let Hatch deal with him. Okay.
Yeah.
I believe that with hope comes miscalculation, and as reliable moves towards miscalculation can often come catastrophe. And that leaves me with you, Mr. Joyce.
But my old friend would be a lost cause, dead and buried along with the rest of my past.
Tonight is a celebration in the face of darkness. Tonight we celebrate because I promise to you that we are prepared.
Monarch would grow stronger with my presence. The plan would go forward as intended. We didn't come this far to get derailed now. You talk to him, find out what he knows. Then get rid of him.
You're all heart money bags.
I know you want to make this all about you and me, Jack. But that's far away in the past now. And I have a speech to prepare for. I've seen where this leads. I've been to the end of time, and I've escaped it all the way to 1999, when it all started. I've tried to change things, but by trying, I only made them happen in the first place.
And that is almost a dead split between community vote.
Yeah.
All right. And do you guys want to watch the episode tonight, or do you want to leave that for next time?
It's already 10:30ish, so
11:30.
this is about
Yeah.
our stopping time. Or 11:30ish, yeah. This is about our stopping time.
Alrighty. Then we will call it here. Thank you for joining us on our Sound Goblin Gaming Thursday gaming stream. We have seen the effects of Chronon overload firsthand, and we're starting to get into a plan to stop Paul, although that plan seems to have hit a snag in that it doesn't exist anymore. Or the time machine is broken. There's a lot of steps to this.
Something, screw it, let's just shoot things.
Something, screw it, let's shoot things. That always works in a Remedy game. We also got to see Act 1 of Time Knife, and that is, in and of itself, worth the price of admission.
True.
So anyway, thank you for joining us on our Sound Goblin gaming stream. Join us on Sunday when we will be continuing our trek through Super Robot Wars X.
Yep.
X? Okay. Join us on Tuesday for the continuation of Pokemon.
Monday.
Monday, sorry. Mondays, yes.
Also, we will be starting something new.
Yes, we'll be starting our new mystery project, which I know the title of and the concept of, and am very heartily looking forward to. And you should too.
Oh, we've mentioned it already. It's too many types.
Yep.
Too many
Yeah,
types.
it's not even a mystery project. We've actually talked about it.
Yeah. And then join us back here on Thursday for the continuing adventures of Quantum Man and Quantum Asshole, his eternal rival, in Quantum Break. Until then, I've been Quantum the Krampus.
I've been Quantum Shiv.
I'm still Hunter Green.
And I'm Vincent. And I'm Vincent. And I'm also Vincent.
Oh god, too many Vincents!
He's got the time knife!
Alright, gotta purge him again.
Alright, have a good one, everyone.